Hi, so out here in the trees again. I've been doing these weekly self-care reminders and for anybody who's interested in listening. And today I want to talk about what do I mean by self-care, or what do you mean by self-care? What does self-care mean to you? I think oftentimes we're conditioned to think that self-care is a luxury, it's self-indulgence, it's expensive, it requires us to take time away from our lives. And that's maybe partly true in some ways sometimes, but it's also so much more than that. It's actually a biological necessity. It is it's built into our nature to take care of ourselves, to take time for self-care on a daily basis, and weave it into our lives in simple, free, mostly ways, and to support each other in the process. If you look at ancient wisdom traditions, the one that I'm most influenced by because I have been studying it, and it's really helped support me in coming back to taking time for self-care in a really deep, profound, holistic way, is Ayurveda, and it's built into a lifestyle, a lifestyle set of lifestyle practices and rituals, and some of them are deep, some are more complex, but they're really built. The idea is that we take time to connect with ourselves, that we connect with the earth and with the universe and with our soul and with our food and with each other, and that we if you look to some of the ancient wisdom traditions, from my understanding, and maybe you have ancestors or have more deeper knowledge about this, but that there is a support system in place, that it's really the community supports people to take time for self-care, to nourish, to nurture, to connect with each other, with nature. It's prioritized, it's considered something that is beneficial to the whole, to our whole body, mind, and spirit, to the whole community, society, and world. And so, in the modern world, a lot of that's lost, and in my view, been kind of spun into this way where we have to think that we have to spend a lot of money, and a lot of people are going to make the money off of our self-care practices, or that we have to turn to experts, or all that stuff. But self-care is about, can be about connecting with our food. It can be about connecting with each other, asking for help, connecting with our breath, bringing conscious awareness to our breath, connecting, sitting in a tree next to or maybe not in a tree, but if you want to, or next to a tree. And if you look at it on a physiological level, you can see that nature intended for this for us, because look at oxytocin, for example. We often think of that as the orgasm or the childbirth or breastfeeding hormone, but that oxytocin actually is something that happens for us when we connect through loving touch throughout the day with other people, with ourselves. It's a bonding hormone where we are reminded that we are social creatures, that we need support, that it feels good to support other people when we can, that it can be as simple as hugging, as listening, as sharing our truth and being heard. All of that increases oxytocin in our body, and most of the time, because of the overwhelm and the stress in our lives, we're operating, a lot of us, not everybody, but we're operating with a lot of elevated cortisol levels for a long time, and that leads to all kinds of illnesses and diseases. And you can see the symptoms that start to show up, and then they start to worsen and create imbalances. And so, all of that being said, the reason I say all that is because if we understand that and we put it into context that it is a biological and physiological need, self-care, that it is built into probably most of the lifestyles of our ancestors, then we understand that it's really, this is a matter of reclaiming our health. It's not just a luxury, a self-indulgence, or something that we can have to feel guilty about, or that we have to go take a whole bunch of time away from our families or our lives for. It's actually a way of connecting to our lives more deeply, connecting to ourselves more deeply, and it has physiological and biological consequences that can be really positive And if we don't, it can go the other way. So I just wanted to take this moment to kind of explain where I'm coming from with all that. I'm on this journey with you. So just sharing what I'm feeling, what I've learned, what I'm exploring. And I'd love to hear your wisdom and connect with you. So thanks for listening.